He doesn't know what this is. He's over there sticking his hand in it. He's over there petting it. He's over there. Bro, I'm surprised he didn't take off his mask, start drinking it. Hello, everyone. I'm Manic. And, like, the Fantastic Four felt like a never-ending intro. I feel like it took so long for the movie to get started that, actually, I feel like it ended before it even got started. Because I feel like, for the movie, we see the beginning before they get powers, and then we see the little bit when they do get powers, and then I feel like the ending comes so quick. It's like, okay. Let me just get into the notes and everything. Okay, so we when we start off, they're in school. We still have Reed. He's still young. He's like in, what was it, like 5th grade or something like that. He's in elementary school, but he's super smart and everything. So he's working on a teleporter and all that stuff, but it's like it's career day. So everybody's speaking about the careers and everything. So the teacher calls up Reed, and then he's like, "So what career do you want?" And Reed's like, "Yeah, I'm going to build a teleporter, and I'm going to do all this stuff, and I'm going to do that stuff." And then the teacher's like, "Yeah, like, that's not a career. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that, like, go sit down. You don't know how to build a teleporter. Like, get out of here. Go sit down." But I mean, the teacher's right. Like, building a teleporter is not a career. But he's not. He was not listening to that kid. He's talking about like how all the stuff that he's having in the garage. He's working on like electric stuff and all that stuff, electricity and all that. And he doesn't question it or anything. That a little kid in 5th grade is working on electrical things. He could get shocked and die or blow himself up or something. He's just like, yeah, teleporter's not a career. That's all he cared about. My boss said we do career day. If they don't talk about careers, it doesn't matter what they say. Like, completely ignore it. Okay. And then we see the Thing. So the Thing is also a kid, Ben. So he's going home, and then we see where he gets like that. It's clobbering time. His catchphrase, because his big brother comes up and starts beating him up because he was like, what did his big brother say? He was like, he's just gonna walk past us without talking or something. And then Ben was like, he said like, shut up or something. He's like, and then his big brother was like, you can't talk to me like that. Follows him into the house, starts beating on him and stuff. And then his mom comes out. He's like, you're going to beat up on a kid? And then starts beating on him. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you beating up on a kid? My son would never do it. I taught you better than to beat up on a kid. That's just like, yeah, it's just ridiculous. But, and then my next note. We go to the garage where Reed, he has the teleporter built and everything. A working teleport. His garage is absolutely filled with electronics, with like 15 Nintendo 64s, like just so much stuff that a little kid in elementary school should not be touching. His parents they are so awful to not. They're way too trusting, or they do not pay. Like they do know about it. He says that they know about it, but they don't know what's going on, so they're not worried about it. But they're way too trusting of this elementary school kid to be playing, to be messing with all this stuff in their garage. And then like he's a genius and everything, but kids are. You shouldn't really trust the kids being that smart. You're putting a lot on the line trusting your kid to be smart. You're putting his life, probably yours too, because if that thing blows up, you're probably going to get blown up too. That's ridiculous. That thing is there's so much stuff in there that if it doesn't blow up, it's going to start a fire or something. But it works. It ends up working, and he shuts off the power to the entire neighborhood. And then they run into the garage like, Reed, what are you doing? Like, what do you think he's doing? He's playing with all those electric things that you let him play with. And of course, something bad happened. I mean, he did get through it. He did teleport the stuff, but they are way too trusting for him. They are ridiculously trusting for him of him. Okay, my next note. So we see Reed and Ben. They grow up. They're in high school, and they have the teleporter all fixed and all, way smaller, way more compact, way more sophisticated. So they take it to the science fair at school. They show the teacher that they teleported. They grab the kid's plane. They teleport it, or they teleport it. They teleport to the place and then teleport it back. And the teacher, he just says, like, no magic. You're disqualified. It's like, at least ask him a question. Like, he didn't ask a single question about it. He just instantly thought, nah, magic. And then he's like, you're disqualified. Get out of here. This teacher does not care. Dude has one job and he does it. He doesn't ask anything more. He doesn't ask anything less. If anything seems slightly wrong, like, no, don't ask questions. It's wrong. I'm going on to the next guy. You're disqualified. It's like, I see why he would think it was magic, because you wouldn't think that a high schooler would be able to teleport, but at least ask how if you thought it was magic, ask how the trick worked. Like, he could have asked like anything about it. Asked where was it teleported to? How did it get dirty? Well, he didn't ask a thing. He asked absolutely zero questions. It was absolutely ridiculous. Okay. Ridiculous. Okay. So my next note. We see Reed, he gets accepted into like super smart college because he built the teleporter and all that stuff. And then he's talking to Sue. He keeps on it's like he sits down, tries to explain the book to her. Sue's trying to do her work. He keeps on talking. Have you heard of this book, Captain Nemo? She's like, yeah, I've read it before. Oh, but this book, it's so cool. And then you talk about, it's like, let her listen to her music. Let her do her stuff. She is not worried about you. Stop talking to her. She does not want to hear you. And then he just kept on talking. Captain Nemo is so cool. And then in this book, bro, like, take a hint, man. She does later start talking to him and stuff, but bro, take a hint. Like, and then, okay, my next note. So Ben, poor Ben. We see. Well, before I talk about Ben, we see all the characters. All the characters come together. Reed, Flame, Human Torch. All four of them. All four of them come together. Dr. Doom, Sue, Ben. They all come together. Well, not Ben, but all the other ones come together. Other four come together. They start working on the teleporter to be able to teleport like humans. That's their plan, to teleport humans to what do they call it? I'm pretty sure they called it like Planet Zero or Earth Zero, something like that. So they're all working together. They get the stuff built. It's like we meet Dr. Doom. I feel like I thought he would have been like more antagonistic, He really seemed like, he was like kind of a jerk, but he seemed like an alright guy. He didn't seem to hate any of the others. He was like, or anything. Honestly, they seem like friends. So it's really weird when we see him become a bad guy. I know his mind does get infested and all that stuff, so I guess that's the main reason. But it's like, it's just weird for him to have been, I don't know, I just thought he would have been like, more meaner, more jealous, more just villainous in a way. Because from when I was watching, it didn't seem like he really didn't seem like a bad guy, truly. So it was really weird seeing him just become the villain at the end. I guess I can talk about that a little bit more later. So they build the teleporter, and then they all once they do their first test and get a monkey. They teleport the monkey over there, teleport him back. The monkey's all safe, and then the government's like, all right, now we're gonna send in the NASA people, and then the Human Torch, Doctor Doom, Mr. Fantastic, they're all like, no, you can't do that. Like we all worked on this, and we should be the ones to go to it. So and then the government like, nah. So they're all talking. They all get drunk. They're all like, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's just all go. Let's just all go to this foreign planet together. Like, no prep. We'll have spacesuits though. No prep, and we're gonna go be the first ones to walk on there. Plant down the flag. We're gonna be first. So they're all drunk when they do this. And then Reed calls up Ben, and Ben's like, man, he should Ben should have stayed in bed. He's like, he gets called by Reed. Reed's like, oh, come on, we gotta go. We gotta be the first ones to do it. We work together. We got this. And Ben even calls him out like, are you drunk? Like, are you sure you should be doing this? And then Reed's like, no, we got it. And then Ben, he gets up, and then he goes over there. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he can go over there, talk him out of it, or like, hey, maybe slow down, wait till you're not drunk to do this, have a bit of more of a plan. But he just keeps going along with it. Like, he could have tried so much harder to talk them out of it. Going to a foreign place, not only unprepared, but also drunk. And then the fact that he went in there with them, like he just trusted it. He just, like, actually, I'm starting to feel a little less bad for him. Yeah, he should have tried way harder to talk them out of it. It was like, dude, he just went along with it. Like, he really he risked everything just to go in there. And the thing about it, my next thing in the notes is like, where's the safeguards? Like, how are they they're just able to do that? I know they built the thing and all that, but there's no like higher up with like a key to like stop the thing from going off before they wanted to, like, or like there was nothing. There was no safeguards. They were just like people. They knew how to turn it on, and they turned it on. And they got inside, and that was all they needed to do. There was nobody to stop them. There was nothing. They just easily got in and did it. Like they really had, the government just really just like had zero thought that they were gonna just go in or anything like that. It's just, they just let it happen. Okay, so then they teleport. They teleport to the new place. They see all this little green stuff. They see everything's cracking. They plant the flag. Then the ground starts cracking. And then it's like, you think after you see that, you do something as small as planting a flag, the world starts cracking. You think, maybe I should walk back. Maybe I should get to stepping. But you know what they do? They see some pretty green lights over there, and then they climb down the mountain and they keep on going. It's so ridiculous that not a single one of those four were like, actually no, both Ben and the Human Torch were like, you know what, maybe we should go back. But then they were like, nah, let's keep going. You're like, oh, okay. Like, sometimes you don't, just because someone doesn't agree with you doesn't mean you have to listen to them. Sometimes you should just go back. Like, just go back. Those guys, Dr. Doom and Reed, will go to the ends of the earth if it's to find something new. They do not care about their safety. They want to see something cool. They'll do anything for it. So they, with no studying of the place, they climb down a mountain. Like, they climb down. They leave Human Torch up there to watch the place. They climb down, and then they walk on like all the cracked areas. They just keep walking. They see it's cracking as they're walking. They keep walking, and then They get to the green stuff, like a big pool of green stuff, and we see Doctor Doom. He's over there right next to the stuff. He's like, oh, it moves with us, all that stuff. He sticks his hand in the Jello. It's like it was so crazy. He doesn't know what this is. He's over there sticking his hand in it. He's over there petting it. He's over there. Bro, I'm surprised he didn't take off his mask, start drinking it. It's like, what kind of scientist is this guy? Like, he's smart enough to build the teleport, but not smart enough to just not be touching random stuff that he finds over there. So that later, I'm guessing what him over here stirring the Jello triggers it. Then they all run back. Then the Jello like turns like super acidic as they're trying to escape. He gets all burned up, and then the rope gets burned up, and then his rope burns. He's done. He falls back into it. He's not able to come out. He gets left behind. Then the other three, they get into the teleporter, but it gets stuck and all that. So, the Thing, he gets all the rocks. Human Torch, he gets burned. Reed, I'm not really sure what happened to him. Like, I don't think anything like physically happened to him. Like, he wasn't like pelted by anything. At least that's not what it looks like. But we saw how afterwards he got like stretched out by like his legs were stretched out when he got teleported back. And then, man, poor Sue. You know what? Not poor Ben. Ben's dumb. He should not have went in that teleporter with 3 other drunk guys. He's dumb. But poor Sue, she tries to help them, gets everything right, and then the Thing comes back and blows up, and then she just has powers. Like, poor Sue tries to help him out and ends up becoming affected just like they were. Like just poor Sue. And then yeah. It's like, so they finally get their powers. That's like halfway into the movie or something. They finally get the powers, and then they get locked up. It's like, past that, we see the Thing. He goes out a little bit on some missions and stuff. Human Torch finds out a little bit about his power. He doesn't. Actually, I think that's a little further than half of the movie. Actually, let me check. Yeah, about halfway through the movie, they get their powers and everything. And then, past that, it's like, they find Reed. And it's like, right after they find Reed, okay, so we do a little time skip, a 1 year time skip before, okay, let me go back. So after they find out they have the powers, the Thing turns into a rock man. Human Torch turns into a fireman. Sue turns into, she gets her invisibility powers and all that stuff. Reed turns stretchy. And then, they're stuck in their little chambers. And then Reed ends up escaping and saying he'll come back. And then, 1 year later, they have a little time jump. The Thing is doing recon missions. Sue is working on her powers. Torch is working on his powers, and he's about to go into battle for the government and everything. And then they find Reed. He's over there like trying to build another. What was he trying to build? Bro. Oh yeah. So Reed was trying to find a way to help everybody, trying to build a way to help everyone. Then, Sue catches him. She uses her pattern recognition and all that stuff that we talked about before. She finds him and all that stuff. He gets captured as well. So everybody's there. And soon after that, right after he gets captured, they go back, and then we see Dr. Doom. Like they teleport back in. They find Dr. Doom. He's all corrupted and everything for being on the world for so long. Then he makes a big. He thinks his world is perfect, like the Zero Earth. He thinks it's so perfect and like it's the best in the world. And then he tries to destroy the regular Earth by like reversing the teleporter like thing on there, and creates a black hole. So the Fantastic Four, they all work together to fight him. And then they win. So it's like I mean, that's about the end of the story. And then they all get their building. I feel like I'm rushing the review a little bit, but that's how the movie felt. It's like half the movie is like we learn them building the teleporter. We learn a little bit about the characters. We know all the characters. Half the movie is like them building the teleporter. Then the other half they get the powers. I feel like they could have like explored the characters a little more. It's like right after they get the powers, they don't do too much with the powers. We see them train with it. We see them each do like a little bit with their powers, like, but not too much. Like we pretty much get the basic idea of what their powers can do. And then after everybody, the Fantastic Four comes together, is the end of the movie. And then they fight Doctor Doom, and then they get their building, and it ends. It's like I feel like they don't really. We don't really see them working together and getting their powers and everything. Like it was more about them before. It's like it was less about the Fantastic Four and more about like Ben is more about them just building the teleporter. It seemed like they seemed like the whole movie was like based on that, less about the characters. And yeah, I thought that was pretty lame, really. I feel like they didn't really explore the characters too much. Like Doctor Doom, I was talking about this earlier. So he's not really like a looming threat or anything. He's just like he's a pretty alright guy. And then he gets fell into the jello. They come back and get him. He's corrupted and tries to take over the world. And past that, he's not a bad guy. He's just a jerk, really. It's like I feel like it comes out of nowhere. It's like they just needed an ending really quick. They didn't want to have the movie go on any longer. Yeah, I feel like it just was really lacking, truly. Like yeah. And then we don't know much about Doctor Doom's powers. Like the movie doesn't explain it too much. Like I'm not even sure what he does, because I don't know too much about Doctor Doom's powers. He's like I'm not sure what he's doing to them. He blows up their heads or something. He's like killing them from the inside out or something like that. Like I don't know. I don't know too much of what he's doing. They don't really say. It's just that he is killing people. We don't really explore him too much. The Thing, we know he's a rock and he's super strong, so not too much with that. So like they just give us a basic thing of their powers, and like for a superhero movie we don't see too much about the powers. It was just really disappointing. I think so. Yeah. So I gave the movie a 4 out of 10 because I felt like it just never got started. We learned about the characters like before the powers. They get the powers for a little bit. Movie, big bad ends. Like, yeah, I didn't like it too much, but yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into each individual character because I don't really want to. But yeah, that's about it. I didn't like it too much, but yeah. All right. Well, that's it for me. Bye bye.